Alright guys, we're on our way to another drift day at Rockingham, and this time there's going to be 2 layouts, but I think I'm probably just going to stick to the outer paddock, to be honest. They're doing like the Mayan replica again on the oval, which I wasn't massively keen on last time, mainly because of the massive bump, but they said they've kind of got rid of that now because they've reoriented it. So that should be better, but I think I'm probably still just mainly going to stick to the outer paddock, which is essentially just like a big car park that they paint some lines on and put some barriers and cones on. And they change it every time you go, which is really cool, so it's like a new track every time pretty much. So we'll see what the layout's like this time. Hopefully it'll be decent and we'll just stick to that. But yeah, one of the main things I want to get better at this time is just getting close to people. So instead of going out in like 3 or 4 car trains with massive gaps in between us all, because if you don't, it's just an accident waiting to happen. Instead of that, I think this time I'm going to try to just go out just with like 2 people, so just me and one other car, and see just sort of if I can get pretty close, and just, obviously I'll need to get a feel for what they're like. Like if I'm going out with Sean or Luke, they've not done that many drift days each, so like I don't know how consistent they'll be for me to follow, like if they're going to spin out or if they're going to straighten up or whatever. We'll have to see how they get on throughout the day before I decide if I want to like try and literally be right next to them. And same for them, obviously I'm not super consistent, so if they're following me, they're going to need to sort of see what I'm like. So I'm just on my way down now to meet Sean and Luke, and then we're going to head to Rockingham, meet Adam, probably I'll go grab something to eat, and then we'll stay in hotels and get up early in the morning for skids. And one thing I've just remembered I didn't mention is that we've actually bled the hydro properly now, so you don't have to pull it all the way back to here. It actually works properly now, you don't have to pull it that far and it's a lot stiffer, so that should be good. That'll help especially for twinning with people, because if you're starting to get a bit too close you can just pull that a bit to scrub off a bit of speed and stay sideways. So hopefully that'll help, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's go meet them and we'll take it from there. Right, we just met Sean and Luke and now we're going to head down. There's Sean, can you see him? You've not changed anything on your car, have you, since the last one?
I went for an alignment.
Oh, apart from
and then
that,
I put it back to normal.
And then you unaligned it.
Yeah, so I've unaligned. So bolts have been touched.
Bolts have been touched and then untouched.
It'll just be loose.
What are you doing? Checking out his rear end?
Checking out his rear end.
You've not changed out on yours, have you, apart from cleaned it? It's no longer got the marble effect. But yeah, my hydro works now, thanks to your amazing tips about actually using both bleed nipples. Yeah, exactly. Yours works now, does it, as well? Let me have a tug. Let's have a tug. Oh yeah, she feels good. She feels good. But yeah, anyway, let's shut up and go to Rockingham. Alright, so it's now the next day, and we've made it to Rockingham. As you can see, met Adam last night, had a good chat, went for some food, had a little bit of sleep, and yeah, now we're going to go do skids. So I need to go find Sean and Adam. Hopefully they've saved us a space because we're a little bit late, as usual. And yeah, then we'll go do skids. Right, we're just in the queue for the second run, and the first one was just kind of a sighting lap really, just to see where the track goes. Seems like it's a decent layout, but yeah, I'll have to get used to it as usual. First sort of 5 or 6 laps are pretty terrible normally, but I'll include a couple of them just so you can see how I progress throughout the day, I guess. Like I won't be on the right line or anything now, I'll just be trying to link it all together. Still learning the track, that's my excuse. Still learning the track. Alright, so the queue was getting quite big for the outer paddock, so me and Luke have just come to mess about on this little like single corner that they've set up. We call it like a backwards entry practice corner. Obviously I'm on stock angle, Luke's only got a little bit more than stock angle, so we're not going to be doing proper backwards entries, but the queue is really short and it's quite fun to just go and just mess about, try some mangy entries and stuff. And then we might try and just sort of twin around this single corner for a bit, just practice getting kind of close on one corner. And then, yeah, we might try the Mayan layout in a bit, but we'll see how this one goes first. we're just saying that the queue for this is starting to get a bit bigger, and it's like takes ages for this queue to go down because they wait for you to finish the full lap before you before they let anyone else go. So we're just going to head back to the outer paddock now, I think. See if the queue's gone down a bit for that. was fairly close at the end. I fucked that second corner again so bad, man. I'm just transitioning too late, I think. That's my problem. Need to just transition earlier for that second corner. But the last bit felt fun. Pretty close. I tried to, there was one bit where I should have straightened up really, but I just kept yanking my handbrake and just slowed me down. Just to try to keep the drift going, but I should have just straightened up really. I was barely drifting at that point. But that was fun. on, throw it.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Ah, nailed it. Nailed it. If only we could drift that well. Ah, that's a good job because I fucked that bit. Oh well. That might be the last one of the day, we'll see. We might squeeze one more in. Right, we're done. End of the day. Nobody crashed, so call it a success. Luke's got a smiley face on his fuel cap. What more do you want? What more do you want? No marks on my car apart from some bird shit. Thanks for that. Passing seagull. And yeah, it's a good day overall. Only got through one set of tyres all day, which was pretty good. Like they just started to run out in the last few laps. So yeah, we'll just head home and get something to eat and then go sleep. Alright, so that was another fun day at Rockingham. It felt like I was getting pretty close to people at the time. Like I thought I got really close to Luke and to Zoltan in the white BMW, but when I watched the footage back, I'm like, nah, no, I was still quite far away. But you know, there's no point like rushing these things. There's no point trying to be an absolute hero and get right on people's doors straight away, because that is just going to result in a crash. So you know, it's better safe than sorry. I was getting closer and like for longer and more consistently than I have before, so you know, it's a good stepping stone. We're making progress, but like I say, definitely still a lot more to learn there. Me and Luke both kind of agreed that like it's a lot harder to follow people than we thought. Like just getting onto the right line and knowing exactly where to put your car is a lot harder than I thought, definitely. Like I always thought it was just a case of being consistent enough with like where you can put your car and just having the confidence, but it seemed to be like no matter how much I tried to just sort of be brave and just trust that Luke was going to do what I thought he was going to do and put my car next to him, it was just really hard to actually get it on the right line. Like if I was sort of alongside him, I would end up being sort of too shallow and just eventually cutting across the track and sort of almost T-boning him, so I'd have to back out. And obviously if I drop a bit further back to avoid that, then I'm just behind him, not alongside him, so that's shit as well. So yeah, there's a lot more to it than I thought. Perhaps I was a bit naive, but yeah, like I say, I thought it was just a case of getting good enough at drifting on your own and then just being brave and doing that next to someone. But no, there is a lot more to it. So yeah, like I say, it's all a learning process. I'm not claiming to be an expert at any of this. You guys are just kind of seeing me learn as I go. I was definitely learning to use the hydro still. Like watching some of the footage back, I was like, why am I pulling it at that point? And like they're just overusing it, I think, still because it's new. But yeah, like a lot of the time I was doing boring hydro entries when people are behind me, just because it's nice and predictable and easy for them to follow. There weren't many like crazy mangy entries or anything, because I was just trying to keep it simple and we're just trying to focus on twinning, so that's why. But yeah, I was trying to get used to using it to sort of scrub off speed when you're alongside someone and like tweak your line, but I was mostly just experimenting. Like a lot of the time I was pulling it just to see what happens, and a lot of the time it didn't really do what I wanted it to do. Like it didn't adjust my line the way I wanted it to. So I'm still learning about all that. But yeah, it was a good day overall. We didn't really spend much time on the main layout or the little practice corner, as you'll have seen. But the outer paddock was awesome as usual. Now the next video you'll see should be the GT86 repairs. It's almost done now. I've literally just got to put the wide arches on. Like I've already cut the wing out. Just got to rivet the wide arches on and then get it painted, and then we're good to go. Although before I get it painted, I am going to just take it for a quick test drive, make sure it actually drives okay, and make sure nothing leaks and whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to go put the arches on tomorrow, I think, and then drive it and see what it's like. Assuming there's no major problems, then we'll get the wings painted, and then in a week's time there's a drift day at Teesside that I want to do in the 86. That'll be kind of my test day, I guess, for the 86, before I go up to Scotland to Driftland at the end of the month to do a full weekend drift in there in the 86. Like I didn't want to just drive it all the way to Scotland. It's like a 7-hour drive or something. I want to drive it all the way to Scotland to drift all weekend and find that something doesn't really work right. So Teesside on the, I think it's the 19th or the 20th something, that's going to be like the test day to make sure everything's okay. Hopefully it's all fine. I mean, it should be, like, it should be, but you never know. So yeah, that'll be the next video, I think, just going through the repairs that I've done on the 86. And yeah, I'll see you there.